Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is now finally breaking the major trendline resistance and the current pump looks like a massive short squeeze. Let me show you why. Now, first you're going to see that Bitcoin is getting this major pump towards the upside, definitely not from a random level. Remember a few days ago we talked about our very important area of resistance where we can be expecting a rejection of, and of course also what is going to be our first very important area of support. Usually the pivots, the lows and also the highs are not really random. We hit our golden Fibonacci ratio almost exactly right here, but also with the rejection back down, Bitcoin hit another very important area of support. And when we right now go with our volume, measuring the entire bottom price action here, you're going to see we hit almost to the exact dollar accuracy, the value area low right here. We also grabbed the liquidity exactly below this specific low, and right now Bitcoin, it is actually getting a beautiful push toward the upside, a major pump of approximately 4.34%. And of course also, for the past few days, we have been paying attention to the major trendline area of resistance that right now it really does look like it is getting broken straight towards the upside. Of course, ideally, Bitcoin is also going to start closing some of the candles above this major level right here. But for our 12-hourly candle to be closed right here, we still need to wait another 3 hours and 50 minutes. If, for example, the 12-hourly candle is going to be able to close above the level, definitely some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. On the 4-hourly, we are technically already breaking the level, and also on the 2-hourly, Bitcoin is right now definitely closing even more candles above a major trendline resistance. However, once we right now go with our volume indicator, maybe you're going to be surprised. For sure, on the 1-hourly, we have gotten quite a significant volume increase, and looking at the volume right here, the breakout definitely does look valid. But when we right now go, let's just say on the 12-hourly, here the picture is not as bright as it does look like on lower term time frames. On the 12-hourly, unfortunately, the volume is still going lower and lower and lower. And even right now with the breakout right here, volume has not really increased. Of course, throughout the day, please pay attention to the volume indicator if potentially we are going to see some more spikes right here towards the upside, because if not, the 12-hourly with the volume going lower and lower and lower is actually not looking as bullish. And that is right now why I still do remain in my short rate on Bitcoin with the average price of approximately $90,000. And yes, later in the video, I'm even going to share with you where I'm going to look to go with another short rate on Bitcoin. But of course, also on the other hand, I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin and also in the long trade on XRP, just in case we are going to continue higher. However, I still want to say, at the moment, being slightly more careful and going with a short and a long position at the exact same time, in my opinion, is definitely going to be slightly more smart. Simply because the volume right here, at least right now, is not really getting a major increase back towards the upside. Also, remember a few days ago, we talked about our descending triangle right here. If you look like that, Bitcoin is right now also breaking this very important and actually a bearish triangle back towards the upside. On the 4-hourly, we are also of course closing some of the candles above our trend line of this descending triangle. And maybe right now you're wondering, what is going to be the price target of the triangle if Bitcoin right now does continue higher? Very simply, we go with the trend line, measuring the opening of our triangle right here, putting the trend line on the breakout, and the technical target, if we right now actually go higher, is going to be $98,200. And trust me right now, this specific area is really not a random level. Remember a few days ago, we also talked about the area of resistance you should be paying attention to if Bitcoin does get a push towards the upside. And this specific price target is aligning almost exactly with this specific zone. Fibonacci from the high right here back towards the low, golden Fibonacci ratio coming in literally exactly at the price target of our triangle. So right now it is really an important time for you to pay attention to the Bitcoin price. Is the volume going to finally increase on the break of this major trendline area of resistance? If so, higher targets are definitely on the table. And that is right why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Right now, let's talk about what very important level is Bitcoin also breaking back towards the upside. Because first of all, for the past few days, Bitcoin simply has been trading in some kind of a horizontal range. The top of the range coming in at $90,600 US. And this specific level, it is still going to be a very important level that you should really pay attention to. However, in our horizontal range, the most important levels always are going to be the volume levels. So when we right now go with our fixed range volume profile, measuring the entire price action of the range with volume, clearly right now you're going to see the value area high is also getting a break towards the upside. $89,000 area is right now not the area of resistance anymore, but actually the area of support. And this right here locally is a bullish Bitcoin indication. So let's right now make a very simple, very easy to follow plan you can right now implement. Yes, Bitcoin is above our major trendline area of resistance. No, the volume is not really coming in on the higher term time frame, but also if you look like that, we are breaking our triangle back towards the upside, and also the value area high right here is being reclaimed. Let's just say like that, if Bitcoin is right now going to get another push down, getting acceptance below the value area high right here, we can get then slightly more bearish, looking maybe even for the rotation back towards the value area low. But until the value area high right here, the $89,000, it is still the area of support. Ideally, we are looking for another push towards the upside, at least towards the top of our horizontal range, towards the area of $91,000. And why so? Pay right now attention to the CVD indicator. What other people right now are doing in the market is actually slightly more bullish. Yes, of course, the CVD indicator right here, the yellow line, is getting quite a significant push towards downside. And this right here right now means the selling pressure is coming in, the open interest is also getting a push towards the upside, which simply means people are shorting Bitcoin at this specific area. However, it's not really going to be a bearish indication. Why so? Because on Bitcoin, we are getting right here a brand new higher low, while the CVD indicator is forming a brand new lower low. And this right here is actually bullish absorption, bullish divergence, and of course also a bullish Bitcoin indication. That is why right now, in my opinion, we do have a higher probability of getting another push towards the upside, at least towards our first area of resistance at approximately $91,000. Of course, this right here is going to get invalidated very simply if we are going to go below our value area high. So right now we have some very simple rules to follow. Ideally, we are looking for higher, for our bigger area of resistance at $91,000 to actually be hit. And this specific level again right here is not a random level. Fibonacci again, we are going to go from the high back towards the low. Golden Fibonacci ratio coming in exactly at this specific area. Not only that, let's right now zoom out a little bit on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go with our fixed range volume profile, measuring the entire bottom price action, where we are right now going to see another volume level, the value area high of the entire bottom price action is not coming in exactly at the golden pocket, but definitely very close. And of course, also if you look like that, we have our previous highs right here for liquidity purposes, and also the top of our horizontal range coming in almost exactly at our golden pocket. So definitely, if Bitcoin right now does continue higher, which in my opinion we have a higher probability of doing, definitely pay attention to $91,000 on Bitcoin, where potentially we might even be looking to enter another short or a sell trade, simply because it is going to be a very important level. But definitely make sure you look for some kind of a reaction right here. Don't just blindly enter a short. We do need to see some kind of a push towards downside, then of course setting the stop loss potentially exactly above the high, or maybe even above our value area high right here, above 91,700. Because if this specific volume level right here is going to get a breakup, definitely in this scenario we are going to pay attention to our higher golden Fibonacci ratio, and also to the target of the descending triangle at approximately $97,000. And this is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $8,000 $100 bonus without KYC and without VPN with the second link down below in the description. Right now with BTunix, we are hosting a very special campaign. They do have right now some Christmas special rewards. Only after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus, but also the more you're going to trade, the bigger bonuses you're going to get. You can get a mystery box full of rewards, you can get some very nice VIP cards, and also of course you can get a brand new iPhone 17. So definitely, if you right now want to trade with us, create an account on BTunix with the second link right here, then register and deposit because you're going to get some very nice bonuses, and of course also the more you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get. Also right now, pay attention to the exponential moving averages on the 1 hourly time frame. What you're right now going to see, we actually have gotten a bullish cross only a few hours ago. So this right here right now means the 50 EMA is going above the 200 EMA, which is definitely right now meaning on the 1 hourly time frame, Bitcoin is moving in an average uptrend. On the 2 hourly, no, unfortunately, we still haven't gotten a bullish cross right here, but ideally we are going to get a cross, maybe even in the coming hours, if Bitcoin does right now get another push towards the upside. Also right here on the 4 hourly, no, we still haven't gotten a bullish cross, but Bitcoin definitely hit the 200 EMA, which definitely in the past has been acting as some kind of a dynamic area of resistance. So yes, if you look like that, we are already right on trading at some kind of an important level, but to be honest, as we said before, because of the bullish absorption right here, ideally we are looking for another push towards the upside. Also right here, let's go with our Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Fortunately for us, bigger liquidations right now on the weekly are actually exactly above the recent highs. At approximately 91,000 US dollars, around 145 million of short trades right here are going to get wrecked. But also right now, what if we are zooming out on the 2-week time frame? The liquidations on Bitcoin are also not going to be below the recent lows, but actually exactly above the recent highs. And this right here, of course, also it is going to be another bullish Bitcoin indication. Over 264 million of short trades are going to get wrecked if Bitcoin right now does get another push towards the upside, taking the liquidity above our recent high right here. So all of those reasons right here, the liquidation heat map, our bullish CVD divergence right here, I would definitely say ideally we are looking for higher, at least towards our first area of resistance right here, where of course potentially we are going to look for some kind of a short trade if there is going to be a reaction. If there is no reaction, definitely we are looking for even higher, because then of course our bigger golden Fibonacci ratio is going to be slightly more likely, coming in at 97,000 US dollar area. Also right now on the 4 hourly time frame, Bitcoin on the Ehler stochastic CG oscillator is actually forming some kind of a bearish indication. Potentially we are going to get a double top pattern, and usually a double top pattern is a bearish Bitcoin indication. Double top pattern right here, we got a push towards the downside. Double top right here, we also got some kind of a rejection back down. Also double top right here, major push towards downside. So overall speaking, double top bearish indication, double bottom pattern bullish Bitcoin indication. And of course also we can right now combine the double top pattern with the area of resistance that probably it is going to get hit in the coming hours. So definitely I would say pay attention to our first golden Fibonacci ratio at 91,000 US dollar area. Also right now, let's go with the RSI indicator on the 4 hourly time frame. Yes, unfortunately right now already we are getting a hidden bearish divergence. Higher high on the RSI, lower high on Bitcoin. But to be honest right here, I definitely would not trade the hidden bearish divergence just yet, simply because our major golden Fibonacci ratio right here still has not been hit. Unfortunately, yes, also on the daily time frame, we are right now getting a very slight higher high on the RSI indicator. So this right here is also going to be a potential setup for a hidden bearish divergence. Not confirmed just yet, but definitely it is a higher high on the RSI, lower high on Bitcoin. Again, I don't really right now want to sound super bullish on Bitcoin just yet, simply because we are still right now getting some major bearish signs. Overall speaking, yes, we are still in a downtrend. On the 2 hourly and on the 4 hourly, the exponential moving averages are right now still in a downtrend. However, locally speaking, again, we can at least be expecting our golden Fibonacci ratio right here to be hit, and then we are going to go from there. If broken towards the upside, happy days for Bitcoin. We are then, in this scenario, going to definitely look for another major golden Fibonacci ratio simply at 97,000 US dollar area. And this is right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,500 US dollar bonus, no KYC and no VPN one with the second link down below, because only after you register and deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus, but also the more you're going to trade, the bigger rewards you're going to get because of the Christmas special campaign. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.